What if I told you that one small decision you made last year, maybe accepting a government benefit to help your family during a tough time, could now be the reason your green card gets denied? Sounds extreme, right? But here's the thing. A major policy shift is coming, and it's not a rumor. It's not some viral TikTok scare. This is a real proposed rule that could change how immigration officers judge whether you deserve to stay in this country. The worst part? Most people have no idea it's coming. And later in this video, I'm going to reveal the one specific type of benefit that immigration attorneys are now warning their clients about. You need to hear this before you make your next move. So let's cut straight to what's happening. In November 2025, the government proposed a new rule that would essentially throw out the 2022 public charge guidelines. You remember those guidelines, right? They were considered immigrant-friendly. They made it clear that using certain benefits like Medicaid for emergencies or food assistance wouldn't automatically hurt your immigration case. Well, that protection, it's on the chopping block. The new proposal gives USCIS officers much broader power to decide, on their own judgment, whether they think you might become dependent on the government in the future. And if they think you might, your application could be denied. Now, let me be very clear here. This is not law yet. This is a proposed rule. It has not been finalized. But finalization is expected in early 2026, which means we could be just months away from a completely different reality. So here's my question for you, and I genuinely want to know your thoughts. Drop it in the comments below. Do you think it's fair that an officer can make a personal judgment call about your financial future? Let me know what you think. All right, now let's get into the details because this is where it gets important. First, let me explain what public charge actually means. In simple words, think of it like this. When you apply for a green card, the government is basically asking one big question. Is this person going to be able to take care of themselves, or will they need government money to survive? That's the public charge test. If they believe you'll rely heavily on public benefits, they can deny your application. Now, under the 2022 rules, the government said, look, we're going to be reasonable. Using Medicaid during an emergency, getting food stamps temporarily, receiving help during a crisis. These things alone won't make you a public charge. It was a balanced approach. But this new proposed rule, it's different. It says officers can now use their own broad discretion. That means instead of following a strict checklist, officers can look at your overall situation and make a judgment call. And here's where it gets tricky. What one officer considers fine, another officer might consider a red flag. There's no guaranteed standard. It becomes subjective. And that uncertainty is what's scaring a lot of people right now. Now listen closely because this is where many people make a mistake. There's a lot of misinformation flying around on social media. I've seen TikTok videos claiming that if you've ever used any government benefit, even once, you're automatically going to be deported. That is not true. I've seen posts saying the rule is already active and people are being denied right now because of it. Also not true. The rule is still in the proposal stage. It has to go through a public comment period. It has to be reviewed. And only after all that can it become final and enforceable. So please don't panic based on social media rumors. Panic helps no one. But preparation? Preparation helps everyone. And that's exactly what we're doing here today. Let's talk about the second big change in this proposal, and honestly, this one doesn't get enough attention. Biometrics expansion. The government is planning to significantly expand how they collect and use biometric data. We're talking about fingerprints, yes, but also facial recognition technology at borders. What does this mean for you? It means that when you enter or leave the country, your face could be scanned and matched against massive databases. It means your identity verification is going to become more advanced, more tracked, and honestly, more permanent. Now, some people might say, I have nothing to hide, so why should I care? And that's a fair point. But here's the issue. With more data collection comes more chances for errors. Cases of mistaken identity, technical glitches that flag innocent people. We've already seen cases where biometric errors have caused delays and even wrongful detentions. So this expansion isn't just about security. It's about your rights and your privacy too. Okay, let's make this personal because I know you're watching this thinking, but how does this affect me specifically? Let me give you 3 quick scenarios. Scenario 1. You're an F1 international student. You're studying hard. maybe working part-time on campus, and you're thinking about transitioning to an H-1B visa and eventually a green card. If this rule passes and you've used any campus-based assistance programs or even certain emergency funds, you need to document everything. Keep records showing these were temporary and that you're financially stable. Officers will have broad discretion, so the more proof you have that you're self-sufficient, the better. Scenario 2. You're already in the green card process. Maybe you've submitted your application or you're waiting for your interview. Here's the truth. Your interview could be scheduled after this rule is finalized. That means the officer interviewing you might be operating under completely different guidelines than when you applied. This is why you need to stay informed and possibly consult with an attorney to prepare for any new questions they might ask about your financial history and benefit usage. Scenario 3. You're undocumented but hoping for a pathway to legalization in the future. Listen, I know your situation is complicated and stressful, but here's what you need to understand. Any future legalization program will almost certainly include some form of public charge evaluation. The decisions you make now, the benefits you accept, the financial records you keep, all of that could matter later. Start thinking long-term. Document your employment. Show your self-sufficiency. It matters. Immigration policies shift fast. One day you think you understand the rules, and the next day everything changes. If you want to make sure you never miss a critical update that could affect your status, your family, or your future, make sure you're subscribed to Immigration Path USA. I put out regular updates breaking down exactly what these changes mean in plain, simple language. No legal jargon, no fear-mongering, just facts. All right, let's talk about what you should actually do right now. 3 specific steps. Step 1. Pull your records. If you've ever used any public benefits, go get documentation. Find out exactly what program it was, how long you used it, and why. Having this information organized and ready could save you major headaches later. Don't wait until you're sitting in front of an officer to figure this out. Step 2. Consult an immigration attorney. I cannot stress this enough. Your situation is unique. What applies to one person might not apply to you. A licensed immigration attorney can look at your specific case and give you personalized advice. This video is general information. It's educational. It is not legal advice. An attorney can tell you exactly where you stand. Step 3. Stop relying on social media for immigration news. I know it's tempting. A quick TikTok video seems easier than reading a government document, but those videos are often wrong, outdated, or exaggerated for views. Go to official sources. Check USCIS.gov. Read the actual proposed rule if you can, and follow trusted channels like this one that break down the facts without the drama. Here's what I want you to take away from today. Yes, changes are coming. Yes, the government is proposing stricter rules and more officer discretion. Yes, biometric tracking is expanding. But none of this has happened yet. You still have time to prepare. You still have time to get your documents in order, consult with professionals, and understand your rights. Knowledge is power, and the fact that you watch this video means you're already ahead of most people who are still panicking over TikTok rumors. Now, I want to leave you with a thought. This public charge rule is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. There are other major changes being discussed right now that could affect H-1B visas, family sponsorship, and even naturalization timelines. The question is, are you going to stay informed or are you going to be caught off guard? If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. It helps more people find this information. Share this with someone in your family or community who might be worried and confused. And subscribe to Immigration Path USA if you haven't already, because trust me, there's a lot more coming that you need to know about. Drop a comment below. Tell me what immigration topic is stressing you out the most right now. I read every single comment, and your question might become my next video. Stay informed, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next one.